Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Grace and this week I am just going for it, okay? On my channel, usually we talk about self-care, how to get things done, also just like a realistic, this is what life looks like and this is how you can get through these things that are happening in life sort of thing. Anyways, all of these little update videos are the things that keep me going and reconnect me back to my goals that I set at the beginning of the year. So that's basically the whole point of this video and the other videos that I made earlier this year. So let's get into it. Essentially, these videos have been a way for me to connect back to the goals that I made at the beginning of this year and kind of just check in and see where I can edit them and re-maneuver them so I'm still getting something done that I feel good about, but I'm not shaming myself or continually setting myself up for failure. I wanted to set myself up for achievable goals that made me feel good this year. So all the things that I made as my goals for this year are things that I know will make me feel good and things that I knew would bring me joy. And generally they have done those things, although I have fallen off the wagon in the past month or so, mostly because of our dog passing away. So that's definitely been very jarring and has dysregulated my emotions a lot. So anyways, let's get on to me going through my goals, going back to the ones that I had set maybe at the beginning of the year. I'm essentially just going to be going back and reflecting on how I achieved my goals since the last meeting that I had with myself. So last time it was setting goals for Q3 that were slightly adjusted from Q2 and slightly adjusted from Q1 goals. And now we are setting goals for Q4 of the year. And I'm just going to be adjusting them a little bit as we move into the tail end of the year, essentially. All right, so my number one thing this year that I really wanted to work on was having a weekly schedule, because I feel like ever since I graduated college, it's been hard to motivate myself in general because, you know, your time is your own and blah, blah, blah. I've also had a really rigid job structure the past year since I graduated college because I started a job the day after my last college class. So having a weekly schedule in terms of making sure that I can get all my YouTube stuff done and, you know, still make money as a person that needs to eat food and everything, I've been pretty decent at it. And I think that adding everything that I ever need to do in a day into my Google Calendar has been so helpful. I have been adding in time blocks. I've been adding in tasks of things that I need to do and get done on certain days. It has worked so well, and I'm probably gonna make a whole separate video on this, but I have officially given up on open and close journal book planners. I had such hopes at the beginning of this year. I did a cute little review on the planner that I got, and it was a waste of money. And I think I finally know why, because earlier this year I was diagnosed with ADHD officially. It just was not working for me, and with no like official desk of my own to sit down and work at, it was just not working. I was not reaching for it, I wasn't opening it up, and I'm on my phone all the time anyways, so having my notifications of like, oh, what are you doing today on my phone, it was so much more accessible to me than carrying around a planner everywhere, because if I think of something, I have to write it down or it will fly out of my head and I will not know what to do until a week later it slaps me in the face and it was like, oh, did you forget to do this? And you're like, anyways. So having my phone available that I can just add a task in for like 3 p.m. Don't forget to bring up toilet paper on your way home. So that's been really helpful for me. Google Calendar has become my best friend, and really utilizing that as more of a tool has been the key for me, I think. So that's been really nice. Making like themed days of like, this is the day that I'm gonna be filming, this is the day I'm gonna be editing, this is the day I'm gonna do XYZ, whatever, is also really helpful for me. So the other thing that was one of my goals for this year was to spend less time on my phone. And I had a few like sub goals within that, which was just like to read 22 books by the end of the year. Well, that was an updated goal. So I haven't made so much progress on the reading thing. I've only read 2 books since we met in the last video update. But I know that I'll be able to catch up in the winter because I'm not gonna do anything in the winter besides stay inside and read, so haha, and obviously go to work and stuff. But you know, it's so cold in New York that it's very hard for me to get outside during the winter and not want to die. Anyways, in the last video update, I also mentioned the app Flora, which has been good, but I have continually forgotten to use it. It's a great resource when I actually force myself to use it, because I have to engage in a lot of willpower to like turn the app on and be like, okay, you will not be able to use your phone for the next however much amount of time, or you will kill this fake tree that you're planting. It's really a great tool because it kind of just tricks you into like putting your phone away and not being allowed to touch it and use it. So I really like it. I just have to use it more often, essentially. Also, there was the goal of like trying to make one baked good per month, and I was doing so well up until July. And since July, I know it's only been like 2-3 months since July, but I've not done it. It's been non-existent. So Q4 we'll get back into it because it'll be cooler. Baked goods are nice when it's like cold outside. So I think that'll be a good plan to get back into it for the cold weather. So we're gonna try to get that running again. And for number 3, it was try to get outside more. So I've been like good and bad about this because in the last quarter, Ray and I were kind of going to the beach and getting outside more often. But this past quarter, like I said, everything has kind of hit the fan and we haven't been doing as much of that. But I have noticed that since Jack passed away, I have been trying to go like on walks by myself when I can, just because it's nice to be able to get outside and clear your head a bit. And it's been really nice, but I definitely could be going outside more. But there's a new development that may be causing me to go outside much more often, and if you follow me on Instagram, you would know that this new development is that Ray and I are adopting a dog. And actually, by the time that this video comes out, I will have met the dog and the dog will be home. So if you want updates on that, go over to my Instagram, and next week you'll get the story of his adoption and rescue. So I'm not going to spoil anything now, but stay tuned for next week's video because it's a really sweet and insane story. Anyways, I would say that is probably essentially the main points of how I'm adjusting my goals from last quarter to this quarter, and you know, looking forward to this last little portion of the year. This video is almost more for me than it is for anyone else, because if I'm not filming it, it's hard for me to actually like sit down with myself and have these little quarterly meetings. So hopefully these videos can be used for you as well, to sit down with yourself, reassess your goals, check in, see how you can adjust them and move forward with the rest of your year. So that's basically it. Sorry the video was slightly chaotic, but also not sorry because that's just who I am as a person. And I will see you guys next week with Flip's adoption story. Spoiler alert, his name is Flip. He's really cute. I'm so excited. Until then, I'm sending all my love. Bye.